Today I'm here with Larry Goering of Process Systems Company, and he is a partner with Protein Processing Services. So we wanted to dive into his brain today and just give some tidbits of what you do specifically and Protein Processing Services as a whole. So Larry, can you just first off start and tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Grew up a farm boy, worked with agriculture, spent a few years with Rude Cow Ranch, worked with industrial sales for a number of years, and began working in the meat industry, the protein industry, in 1984 as a sales rep. Went to work for a company that built the equipment for the industry, both on a national and international basis. Was a project engineer manager for them for about 6-7 years, and then in 1998 I started Process Systems as a consultant to the industry, and have been designing plants from 2 head a day beef plants to 400 head an hour beef plants.
Wow.
Pigs from 10 head a day to a large plant in North Carolina that kills 32,000 pigs a day.
Wow.
So I've had a very wonderful career working in the industry, and it's been very enjoyable working as a consultant and doing so many different things, from the slaughter plants, harvest plants, through further processing, ham smoke, pizza plants, things like that. So it's been a wonderful career.
Yeah. So Process Systems Co. really focuses on the designing aspect of these facilities.
Specifically.
Okay. So you've obviously had a lot of experience in this industry. So what do you foresee in the future of the protein processing industry?
Over the years, when I first got started in the industry, the trend was towards the bigger plants, the high speed, the more efficient, get the cost down, things like that. Through the years, the small locker plants disappeared. They just weren't economically feasible, and as the larger plants grew and the efficiency, the prices brought it down. So pretty much everybody went to the bigger stores and bought their protein. Over the years, though, there's been a resurgence in the need for quality in the product, whether it's in the steaks or in the processed product, the smoked ham, the bacon, the weenies. Mm-hmm. And so there's been a slight resurgence in the plants. And then through the last maybe 10, 12 years, there's been a number of plants. My work up until 2008 or 9 was in the big plants. Mm-hmm. Since then, I would say 80% of my work has been in the small processing plants all over the country, from California to New York, North Dakota to Texas. And so I see as a trend the consumer becoming a lot more aware of the quality of the product and being a lot more involved in where it comes from, identifying that, and going back to a small processing plant. I don't see that the locker plants of old, where you used to be able to store and freeze your product and then come pick it up. I don't see that happening, but with the trend that's happening right now, the small processing plants are booked up so far in advance now that it's creating a very big vacuum in the industry for more small plants. So I see that as where the industry is going.
And that trend has really escalated because of COVID-19.
Oh, it really brought to surface the vulnerability of a large plant, and if that plant shuts down or catches fire, how much that can affect the price of the product or the availability.
So the small plant growth has really led you and 3 partners to creating protein processing services. So what's so unique about protein processing services?
Up until now, I would have customers or clients call me asking me to design a facility for them. I would give them the basic engineered prints to build the plant, and my specialty or discipline is the actual process. With that came along a need for very basic design of the structure to build around the process. But that always left, there was always a void in who to go to finish off the engineering, the electrical, the plumbing, the refrigeration. All of those services seem to be out there, and it's above my specialty, so that was something they always had to go out and search and find for themselves, or work with a contractor to deal with that. But even then, it was still quite a challenge to bring all of that together. That's the very thing that has interested me with this group, is that from the very beginning, from either the design of the plant, the engineering, the water treatment, then the actual building of the facility or the acquiring of equipment, that this now gives the customer the opportunity to identify what they want, but then have a turnkey and say, okay, they don't need to go through the headaches of trying to figure out how to do this or how much refrigeration. That's what we can offer as a collective group. So I'm very excited as far as the opportunity to help build the plants around the country.
So your team is basically a team of experts from everything from the feasibility study to actual build of the
business plan, the writing a lot of the government regulations and understanding what that includes, the engineering from a professional standpoint, the ability to build the structure, and then also have the ability to do the project management, which in itself is something that a lot of people just don't understand how big a challenge that is. Even to build a small, let's say a 10 or 20,000 square foot facility. I've heard several customers of mine over the years say, why didn't you tell me how big a project I was taking on?
There's a lot of moving pieces.
There is, and over the years I think I've seen, and I think that's what identifies what we're able to offer now, is that turnkey, so that they know how to cut meat. We know how to build a facility for them to be able to do what they want to do. And it's, I think what really is exciting to me is that these are individual people that include families. This is a generation to generation. So this is something that allows the families to pass on from father to son to daughter. It's something that I feel I'm very excited about because of that.
Great. Well, thank you for being on the interview today, Larry. It's been a pleasure to talk to you, and I'm excited about protein processing services and all the fun projects it's bringing to all 4 partners.
Super. So are we.